What is Peoplz Dragons? In a nutshell, Peoplz Dragons, or P&D, is a role-playing game where you and every individual is playing a particular role in a story that we're constructing. The outcome of the story is dependent upon the actions your characters make. Think of it as a Dungeons & Dragons session where the game master has an idea of where he wants the players to end up, but a lot of freedom is given to the players to roam. Or imagine your favorite open world RPG that is also inhabited by other players online. An even better example, imagine watching your favorite TV show like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, and you have a character in that show, and you know that your character in the show is going to betray someone, but the rest of the viewers don't know. It gets deep, but luckily, we here at P&D will do all the work and leave the simple and fun stuff for the players. I'm telling you, the easiest way to understand the game is to just jump in. We guide you through the whole process, and the first step is just choosing a game world to play in. At the time of this video, we only have one setting, and it's an over-the-top, gritty, cyberpunk, superpowered setting where everyone has mutant powers and hover bikes. Eventually, we will have more settings such as the zombie apocalypse, high fantasy, and various others. Choose a game world that fits you, or not. Maybe you can just watch and just jump in at a later date. Gamma Haven is getting pretty interesting, I must say, though. Character creation. After you select the game world to participate in, you then will need to create a character that will exist in this world. Only one of your characters can exist in a world at a time. There are little to no rules of character creation, and all that we ask is that you just create a character that is likely to exist in the game world that you chose. This means all those Gamma mutants should remain in Gamma Haven. All we need is an email address so that we can be notified of your submissions, can connect you to a player, and can contact you if we have any questions about your submission or character. We need your character's name so we can know who's doing what. You also have an option of joining an existing player-created faction. You see, some players have formed factions within the game, and these factions can be a good starting point for new characters, but be sure to catch up on all the episodes so you know who exactly you're partying with. And we leave a spot for you to write all the details about your character. The more details, the better, you know? That way we can better represent them when including them in the story. We also ask for you to list 2 to 5 iconic and distinct physical attributes of your character. This is so when we start providing visuals for our episodes, your character will stand out from the rest of the players. Last, but most importantly, we need to know 3 abilities your character is capable of. This is the lifeblood of your character because when it comes time to determine the odds of your character's success, your abilities or lack thereof will determine the outcome of the scenarios involving you. Your 3 abilities are the 3 things your character is capable of. Here's some examples. Flight. Your character can fly. This would justify you being able to escape an explosion, or reach the unreachable, or even have an advantage over someone who cannot fly. Computer hacking. Maybe your character is a computer whiz and empties everyone's bank account, justifying instant wealth when needed. Maybe another player has a hackable defense that can be manipulated, thus giving you the advantage. Terrible smell. I don't know. Maybe you have a smell that is so repulsive people cannot breathe in your presence. I'm sure a creative person could find many ways to make that useful. And that's the point. Creativity. The way abilities work in P&D are like umbrellas. Your character is capable of anything under the umbrella of your ability. If it's justified by your ability, then it can be done. You don't need to have a list of abilities like Fireball, Fire Sword, Absorb Fire, Create Fire Minions. It is expected for a person who can manipulate fire to have the capability to do all of this. However, we do expect and hope for you to stick to a theme, man. Fire manipulation is very vague, so don't let us down by being the Cartman of fire manipulation. Try to add some character. With all that said, 3 abilities doesn't seem so little when you have access to everything that can be justified by that ability. Your umbrella of abilities can be expanded upon by attaching keywords to them. For example, a player with super speed can run across the city in a matter of moments, or form a tornado around their enemies from running so fast. But can they intentionally run in circles until they rip a vortex in time and space, allowing them to travel into the future? I'd argue no. Unless they were a physicist, a genius, allowing them to understand and take advantage of the mechanics of time and space, quantum mechanics, etc.? Could a fire manipulator summon a giant burning meteor to fall from space and crash into an enemy player's base? No, not without any connection to space and astral matter manipulation. Those are bad examples, but my point is your abilities are limited and keywords expand them. How do you earn keywords? Well, keywords are awarded to players in many ways, usually for being awesome or following and completing major plot points. On a side note, we also encourage teamwork amongst players. Your character may not be able to do something alone, but once you mix your ability with another character's ability, the possibilities become endless. Let's discuss ranks. And I'll make this brief and go over what matters to you as a player. Ranks are what set your odds of success and failure, and all players start at the base rank of average. Your objective is also assigned a rank based on the level of difficulty of what you're facing. In a nutshell, the higher your rank is over the difficulty of the task, the higher the odds of your success. The lower your rank is, the harder. The judge system used by the directors will often determine if the characters are considered to have an advantage or disadvantage based on the circumstances of the scenario they're in, or a notable ability mismatch. If your character is made of water and your enemy's ability gives them control over pocket monsters with the electric type moves, this matchup would result in the shifting of a character's rank up or down, which in turn alters the odds. It gets deep, but again, don't worry about that. Let's talk phases. Currently, this game operates through phases in order to form its episodic content. Phases are simply shifts in the momentum of the game. Think of them as quarters, breaks, and halftimes in a sports exhibition. The event phase is heavy with conflict and is designed to connect each player's story arcs because the events players take part in will purposely cross the paths of each of them. The story phase is more personal. It's a phase where players have the opportunity to tell their character's story, develop them, and give the viewers a slice of their character's life. Think of a story phase as a Marvel hero's individual movie, whereas the event phase is a culmination of all of them, like the Avengers films. We alternate between these phases, and when the phase begins, players will need to go to the website to submit their actions through a simple and easy form that will help us understand what it is your character will be doing in the upcoming episode. If you don't have time to elaborate, feel free to give us the gist and we'll expand your actions to an awesome scene that reflects your character as best as we can. In between these episodes, we will release videos that discuss and speculate on what's happening in the episodes. So sit back and learn about other characters, their goals. Maybe they're aligned with yours. Maybe they're not. Maybe they have weaknesses. Another part of the game is building the world that your characters exist in. Nothing is off limits. Everything in the game so far was created by either the directors or the players themselves. We call this lore building. If you say it exists, it exists. Visit the lore board on the website and help us add to the game lore wiki. You can also participate in the lore contests that are held in the comments section of every YouTube video and our social media accounts as well. The cool ideas you all come up with will likely find its way into the game. I hope this overview kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing over here. We'll walk you through anything that you need, and we're available if you have any questions. Just go to the website and contact us. Like and subscribe to our channel to stay in the loop, as well as peruse our website for game updates and updates to every player's character sheet. Hope to see you soon. Peace.